Hello friends, welcome to our channel where we unravel the most exciting theories of the digital circus. Get ready for an exciting journey into the world of mysteries and discoveries. Cain is the NPC theory. So, I've watched
on the next all-new episode of the Amazing Digital Circus. The funny circus gang takes a trip to the deliciously delectable Candy Canyon Kingdom.
How bad it is
sounds like a real radiant riot, right, Bubble?
Like
Where am I?
What's wrong, Bubble? Why are you acting like you don't know who I am?
I asked where I was, not who you are. Also, I'm not Bubble. What's happening?
It's called improv, Pomni. The first rule of improv is to never pretend you're not Bubble.
What does this have to do with the Candy Canyon Kingdom?
And scene. It's gonna be a sickly sweet old time. I'll see you there.
Understand that Remember got into the developer space much earlier than we see Cain learn about it. This leads me to think that Cain is under the control of either Regatta or one of our characters. If Cain is indeed an NPC, this could explain some of his actions and motives. Perhaps his monologue about losing track of an NPC is a reflection of his own fear of being forgotten or ignored.
Hello?
On the other hand, if Regatta is a real AI, this could explain her ability to empathize and her desire to help remember. Perhaps she was programmed in such a way as to show more humanity and compassion than other characters. However, as you rightly noted, these are still theories. Without additional information or confirmation from the story, we can only speculate about the nature and motives of these characters. In any case, your theory offers a unique look at the characters
Cain
and raises
przygotował dla nas nową
important questions
przygodę.
about the
Testuję
nature
w nim
of
nowe
AI
AI.
and NPC
Tym razem będzie
in the
52
context
razy
of
bardziej
the
imersyjne.
Amazing Digital Circus.
Nowe AI. Nie chcesz się pobawić nowym AI.
Answers to subscriber questions, PC are not NPCs?
Nie, dzięki.
Interesting theory, but I don't think it's tracked, as we see dummy models in the room beyond the way, implying that NPCs are copied and deleted en masse as needed. It would be quite inefficient to preserve the
To
mind of a
zapewne
real
was
person for
już
use as
przysłał nasz
separate
Pan
NPCs,
dla
which may
ocalenia
or
nas
may
od
not be used, and
nadchodzącej
if it's the mind of the same
Same
person,
pani.
duplicated
Czadowe
onto a
królestwo
whole
swoją
bunch of
drogą.
different
Niezły
NPCs,
wad.
I think the circus dwellers would notice. Also, when Remember is in the office space, and also when we zoom out to the real world at the end of the pilot, the building looks abandoned, and not recently. So I don't think C and A are actively conducting experiments. And Cain
Myślisz, że
mentions
twoja
that he
mama
created a
odżyje,
new
gdy oddamy
AI
ten
recently.
syrop naszym?
Jasna
Of
sprawa.
course, he could
Tyle
be
syropu
mistaken
ocali
in lying,
setki ludzi.
but something to
Nie
consider.
wiemy, póki go tam nie
I don't think
dostarczymy.
NPCs
Twardzielka
are
z
or
niej.
ever were people.
Wszystko jej
I think it's just
zawdzięczam.
code. However, the origin of the code is something
Dobra,
else, and it may be human in origin.
W czymś pomóc.
I believe
Jak
this
ich
may be
dogonimy,
because of one
mogłabyś...
phrase at the
Pokazać
beginning of the
dominację.
second
No tak!
episode. I have a new AI that I'm testing, and the lack of reaction from a circus member, hinting that this is a common occurrence.
Jax!
Let's start with the fact that we don't know how long Cain has been working on his AI and how far he's progressed.
O,
So he's
idealnie!
gone from the equivalent
Poczekaj
of a
tak
sign
chwilę, muszę
to
po coś
almost a
zgadnąć.
human who knows how many iterations.
Proszę,
All we know
służę.
is that Cain is trying to improve them and make them more real. And for that he is learning, but not necessarily understanding. My personal crazy theory about what Cain makes NPCs
Och, te sardynki nie mają chyba dosyć wrażeń, co?
artificial intelligence, which he created, and to supplement
Próbujecie mnie
any fragments of code
Goście
that
są
remain
szurnięci.
when a circus member abstracts
Pokażmy
or a
im
circus
sztuczkę.
member joins the circus, and his consciousness
Co,
memories
idź
are
spania?
transformed into their
Chyba jednak
digital
powiem
copy.
Ragacie o twoim...
Is Jax an NPC? Personally, Regatta seems a more likely candidate. In the pilot series, she acts as a guide for Remember, helping her adapt,
Chłopy?
which Cain would like to happen quickly and smoothly. She easily and casually agrees with the adventure that Cain planned in the first episode, directing and encouraging other characters to interact with the NPC
Hello?
and their mission. In principle, so far she has
Ktokolwiek?
fully complied with Cain, while almost all other characters either actively resisted, sabotaged, or were neutral towards actions. The simple answer is that it's just her personality, but seeing how NPCs can enter the circus and how easily Cain was able to fix her, she could well be an advanced AI.
Co to jest?
Gangle's mask.
Sama nie wiem.
When I first watched the pilot episode and the second episode,
Gdzie
I felt
mama?
this little itch,
To ty
this little inner
masz
hope
mamę?
that they wouldn't
Powinna tu
repeat the
być
joke
z całą
with Gangle's
resztą.
mask in every subsequent episode they participated. And then it hit me. Despite the fact that it's a visual gag, it's also quite symbolic, symbolizing depression.
podarek zabrał
At least that's how I
królestwa,
perceived it,
a
considering
nie
some
tą
official art of Gangle's
cukrzycę.
room where they glue their common masks.
Przepraszam.
It really made me think
zawsze
about it as a
traci te
metaphor for
wielkie
depression
potwory.
and how it
A
works.
kim ty niby jesteś?
For your
Jam
information,
jest
I myself
pan
have
Glut.
never been depressed, so this is based on my
Można się
friends who
pomylić.
have actually been
Więc,
depressed.
panie Glucie, wyglądasz mi na
They
porządnego
describe
chłopa.
depression as something that it's not always sad and doesn't
O,
cry
oj
every day.
nie. Gdybyś wiedział, co robię, gdy mam
There's a map
Zakryj się
where
tym!
well-being
O,
sometimes sharply
musisz być
increases.
jakimś mistrzem otwierania rzeczy. Ty uwolnisz mnie z więziennego
Happy days, as they
wybiegu.
call
To
it.
ja?
But there were low points where they couldn't even get out of bed. Moreover, even on
chcesz
happy
mi
days, happiness
pomóc
lasted as long as it lasted. Not always that long. So I interpret Gangle and the gag in the mask as a metaphor that they possibly have depression. Usually happy and, jokes aside, masked.
Co z nas zostanie, jak
What do you
znikniecie?
think? The
Tylko
mask that
przeszkody.
Gangle wears may indeed symbolize the
Stworzone
mask
do
that people wear to
pokonania i
hide their
zapomnienia.
depression or other emotional pains.
No,
This may be his way of hiding his true feelings or state from other characters.
ciekawi?
It's also worth noting that your observations about how depression can manifest are
Może
very accurate.
ty...
Depression does not always
Odnalazłbyś
manifest as
tam
constant
siebie?
sadness or crying. Sometimes
Śmieszna z
people
ciebie
with
istota.
depression can experience happy days when they
Nie
feel better,
zaszkodzi
and low
spróbować.
days when they feel especially bad.
Ale proszę, nie mówmy o tym moim chłopom.
Mind
To
control
byłby w
theory.
różowych okularach?
This theory, based on
sama
MK
nie
Ultra,
wiem.
tells about how
Może
CNA
jakiś
is funded by
glitch
the
z
government
kolizjami
and created a
pojazdu?
game to control the consciousness of the subjects in the late 1990s, probably to spread their propaganda among people. Proof that Cain holds people in place and never lets them go. Instead, Cain creates scenarios to occupy
Nie
them
powiem.
so they don't run away.
Spodziewałem się czegoś
And
To
on
nie
the
w jego
Wacky
stylu.
Watch website, there was a
Cóż to?
video similar to a commercial that promotes
Niepokojące.
TIDC as a
W
game.
najgorszym
And in one part
przypadku
of the video,
zawsze
they
możemy
demonstrate
poprosić
their
Kaina o pomoc.
experimental equipment.
Bardziej martwię się tym, że znów będzie mieć złe doświadczenia. Wciąż wygląda na...
And buyers are subjects who are selectively chosen by CNA.
Trzeba se było wziąć
Finally,
lokomotywę.
abstract characters are not dead but are still stuck in the game. And the bodies of abstract and non-abstract characters are taken and stored by CNA so that the bodies do not rot and do not continue their experiments on the subjects. Perhaps CNA uses complex
co
algorithms
jest?
and artificial
Pomni!
intelligence
Wszystko
to
okej?
analyze the
Co się
behavior and
stało?
reactions of the subjects in
Jest
the
okej.
game.
Tak,
This can help them
zawiedziony.
more accurately adjust their
Hej,
methods
może
of
będzie
mind
krew
control
i śmierć
and
i
improve
przemoc
the
w następnej
effectiveness of their
przygodzie.
propaganda.
Najlepsze
Jest niestety zabójca. Już
Można
ułamane.
Collect data on people's behavior in
Hej,
extreme
to bardzo...
situations.
Szkoda
This may be
strzępić
part of a
je.
broader research aimed at understanding how
Żegnajcie,
people react to
rycerze.
stress and how they can be
Powodzenia z
manipulated in
egzekucją
such
bandytów.
conditions.
Chyba mamy tu nieproszonego
Finally,
gościa.
perhaps,
Że co?
CNA uses the game as an experimental platform
Chwilę.
for testing new virtual reality technologies, or even for developing new forms of human-machine
No,
interaction.
czas iść.
This may explain why they are so interested in preserving the bodies of the subjects and continuing experiments on them.